What is the difference between drawing plots using plot, axis or figure in matplotlib? I'm kind of confused what is going at the back end when I draw plots in matplotlib, tbh. I'm not clear with the hierarchy of plot, axis and figure. I read the documentation and it was helpful, but I'm still confused. The below code draws the same plot in 3 different ways. Now my question is, what is the difference between all the 3? I mean, what is going under the hood when any of the 3 methods are called? Which method should be used when, and what are the pros and cons of using any on those?
Method 1. This lets you plot just one figure with x, y, coordinates. If you just want to get one graphic, you can use this way. Method 2. This lets you plot one or several figures in the same window. As you write it, you will plot just one figure, but you can make something like this. You will plot 4 figures which are named x1, x2, x3 and x4 each one but on the same window. This window will be just divided in 4 parts with my example. Method 3. I didn't use it, but you can find documentation. Example. Other example.
The names of objects. Matplotlib is strongly object-oriented and its principal objects are the figure and the axis. I find the name axis a bit misleading, but probably it's just me. You can think of the figure as a canvas, of which you typically specify the dimensions and possibly, for example, the background color, etc. You use the canvas, the figure, essentially in 2 ways, placing other objects on it, mostly axes, but also text labels, etc., and saving its contents with savefig. You can think of an axis as a sort of Swiss Army knife, a handy object that offers a tool, for example .plot, .scatter, .hist, etc., for everything, mostly. You can place 1, 2, many axes inside a figure using one of many different methods. The PLT interface. The PLT procedural interface was originally developed to mimic the MATLAB interface but is not really different from the object-oriented interface. Even if you don't make a direct reference to the main objects, i.e., a figure and an axis, these objects are automatically instantiated and each PLT method is, essentially, translated to a call of one of the methods of the underlying fundamental objects. For example, a plt.plot is a hidden _axis.plot and a plt.savefig is a hidden _figure.savefig. In every moment you can have a handle on these hidden objects using plt.gcf and plt.gcf, and this is sometimes necessary when one of the object methods has not been ported to a method in the PLT namespace. I'd like to add that the PLT namespace contains also a number of convenience methods superscript 1 to instantiate, in different ways, figure and axis. Your examples. First way. Here you use only the PLT interface. You can only use a single axis in each figure, but this is what you want when you are doing an exploration of your data. A quick recipe that gets the work done. Second way. Here you use a convenience method in the PLT namespace to give a name and a handle to your axis object, but BTW there is also an hidden figure. You can later use the axis object to plot, to make an histogram, etc., all things that you can do with the PLT interface, but you can also access all its attributes and modify them with greater freedom. Third way. Here you start instantiating a figure using a convenience method in the PLT namespace, and later you use only the object-oriented interface. It is possible to bypass the PLT convenience method, matplotlib.figure.figure, but you then have to tweak the figure for a better interactive experience. After all, it's a convenience method. Personal recommendations. I suggest bare plt.plot, plt.scatter in the context of an interactive session, possibly using IPython with its %matplotlib magic command, and also in the context of an exploratory Jupyter notebook. On the other hand, the object-oriented approach, plus a few PLT convenience methods superscript 1, is the way to go. If you have a permanent issue to solve once for all with a customized arrangement of finely tuned subplots. If you want to embed matplotlib in the UI of a program you write, there is a large gray area between these extremes, and if you ask me what to do, I'd just say it depends. One, the convenience methods in the PLT namespace are really convenient. In particular, when you instantiate figures and axes using them, all the minute details needed to deal with interactive windows are automatically taken into account.
Jeśli uwam to sejmowe, prasa, książki, fruktreading.